writing. So you are putting this book together, and there's a lot of story involved about the book that I will let you tell. But I just want to say a few things about you as a person and a poet. I have lost my way out of Zoom here. I hope, am I still on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I touched something and I'm now looking at my screen telling me I am a post attendee. Let's do that. Okay, good, that worked. So Kathleen Hermann is, as she puts it, called by life's experiences and life's unexpected happenings to write poetry. She's a retired elementary educator. She taught writer's workshop to children, and those children reawakened in Kathleen her inner child in their candid, small moment stories. Prior to becoming a poet, I'm going to ask you some about that prior. She published nonfiction articles on topics ranging from parenting skills to home security. So there's, a lot that you bring to all of this. And I had not known until I read your bio that music is your twin passion. And Kathleen currently sings in a local trio and plays piano, guitar, and ukulele. So, wow. So can you tell us a little bit about how did you start writing poetry?
Well, as you mentioned, I was always intrigued by journalism, and for years I wrote newspaper and magazine articles about kind of whatever I could dig into or was into in the moment. And I really enjoyed that, finding something that I thought everybody should know about. I came to poetry in about 2013. I met a friend who wrote a good deal of poetry. And at the time, I was going through some life transitions, and I'd lived long enough that I realized I think poetry is a way to reflect and distill what's happening in my life down to its essence. And I started writing poetry then, and I got hooked.
Okay. Well, that's important background information. And it seems to me that in this project that you are now undertaking, you're really combining your journalism background with the poetry. So that's very intriguing. And I'm going to let you just kind of take it away now and tell us what you would like to tell us about the book, and give us some readings from that. And I'll ask everybody else to mute so that we don't get any background deviant, distracting noise. Kathleen.
Well, thank you, Mary Susan. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to share my work with you. I never imagined I would write refugee stories. It wasn't anything I thought of. This work came to me in the person of Ibrahim, a young man I met at the Solano County Fair when I exhibited poems last June. The day after the fair was over, I went to pick up my poems, and he was waiting for me at the poets' table, holding one of my poems called Amelia's Song, which I had written about a young Ukrainian girl escaping Kiev with her grandmother and brother. And he handed me the poem and he said, "Would you read this out loud?" And I started reading, and he began to cry. And I said, "Wow, what's going on?" And he said, "I'm a refugee too. I escaped Libya during the war with my family when I was a child. Would you write my story?" And of course, I was honored. And we met, and I heard the harrowing circumstances of his escape from Libya. I wrote his story. I sent it to him a little nervously because I was well aware that nothing I've ever experienced comes anywhere close to what he had experienced. And I wanted it to be authentic. He put his arms around it. Again, tears, but good tears. And I knew then that I could do this work. I could be the scribe. It's their story, but I can find the words. I can create a flow that makes sense. I can do some research and fill in with some imagery. I can be the behind the scenes that pulls these stories together, focuses them for the reader. And I was just galvanized by the idea that there are so many of these stories out there in our own communities. These people, refugees from everywhere, different times, different circumstances, who have sought safety and freedom here. They're in our communities. And that if we understand them better, we can be better coworkers, better neighbors. We can be aware of their circumstances and maybe even help with resources. So that's how I got into this. And I then, after I wrote Ibrahim's story, I had a personal friend who I knew was also a refugee. I will read her story tonight. And then I was fortunate enough to connect with the Alameda County Refugee Support Program. They graciously invited me into their ESOL classes, and I visited about 4 times, going back again in April. And I introduced myself to the class, I explained my project, and I tell them that it's all about them. They can tell their story in their words, parts they want to tell. There's nothing they have to tell me. And we go from there. Every single story has been so compelling. And even the ESOL students with rather limited English, it's still a big story. I don't have to know every detail to tell the story in a very powerful way. So that's the introduction to my reading. And Mary Susan, I'd like to share my screen if I could.
Okay. And Fran, can you enable that?
Okay, perfect. So here comes the first poem. What you're seeing is the shrine of Hazrat Ali in Afghanistan. And the city where this shrine is located, it was the home of Nilab. Mazar-e-Sharif, Afghanistan, August 2021. One short week and everything changed. I donned hijab, feet covered by long skirt, went to school. Don't come back, they warned. I will not be erased. Every day I went back, taught my students. When a woman disobeys, they do not punish her. Father, brother, husband, or son pays for her sin. Last time Taliban ruled, I was a child. Cloistered women, covered windows, secret schools, child brides. Nothing but risk ahead for me. How do I pass my life? When Taliban brutes were gone, women filled city streets with a light step, wide open faces. Discarded burqas littered the road, no man in sight. Holy doves circled twin blue domes of Hazrat Ali. Deep down melody hummed inside, swelled to a song, forever mine. I am free. Now I fall. No salary, car sits idle. No visits to friends, family, or trips to market without male relative. If taxi takes me, we could be stopped. I would lie, say driver is my brother. They would not believe me. Nothing but risk ahead for me. How do I pass my life? We make it to Qatar, my fiance and me. Plenty of food, comfortable beds, American soldiers help us. In California, mourning doves coo at sunrise. Most beautiful thing here is the people. They ask what I need. I learn English, go to college, look for work, drive a car. Deep down melody hums inside, swells to a song, forever mine. I am free. My next reading is about my friend Kim. And can you all see the image? Is that working out? Yes? Okay. This is Kim in 1980, 8 years old, her last day in the refugee camp on the Thai-Cambodian border. And she's holding a sign with her name, 5/8. Oh, did somebody?
Yeah.
5/8 means she's the 5th member of her family of 8.
Okay, I'm going to have to interrupt you just a moment.
Yes.
On my screen, I'm still seeing the poem you just read.
Same here.
That's,
too.
oh, yes, thank you, thank you. That's
Okay.
because thank you, I did not click. Gotta get that back. Oh, okay, perfect, yes. There we go. And share. There we go. Is that, now can you see Kim?
No.
No.
No, okay. I think I have to stop share. And here we go. How about now?
Yes.
Yes, good, good,
Thank
good.
you. The technology.
Well, we were talking about being new at Zoom. I still am. So this is Kim, and this is her last day in the refugee camp on the Thai-Cambodian border. I crest to the top of Kim's driveway and scan the panorama of bay and bridges below. Kim and her German Shepherd Scout greet me. We settle at the kitchen table, Scout curled up on his bed. Kim tucks bobbed hair behind her ears, her dark brown eyes rest on me. Kim, rural Battambang, Cambodia, 1976. Cow grinds grass between flat teeth. Chloe keeps watch, ears pricked. Feathered plumes rustle over lush cane field. I lead cow home, stroke Chloe's warm belly, climb ladder to mare, pair, brothers, sisters, moist catfish, fluffy rice, soft mat. One day, mare and pair warn, no more French words. Their new names lie thick on my tongue. Soldiers in black pajamas, red and white checkered kramas swarm village. Take cow, crop, food. Women stir deep pots over crackling fire pit. There is never enough. Village crone squats, reaches for crisped morsel, tumbles forward. Look away, little brother. Mare, pair, sisters, brother, shrink down the road, flanked by black pajamas. I lay my cheek on Chloe's back, stroke his warm belly, climb ladder to hollow room, mute shadows, bare shelves. Wild dogs prowl outside, hungry children cry in empty houses. Rain pelts as I plant rice. Woman bicycles past, eating corn. She aims at me, tosses cob. I pull my legs through mud, arms swing wide. She ate it all. I gather snail eggs, fatty grubs, wild onions. At last, mare, pair, sisters, brother return. We run for our lives. Stay, Chloe, good boy. I turn my back, but still I see you, my shepherd. Sandals slap dirt road. Rat-a-tat-a-tat-tat. Sprint, leap, land. Girl in trench startles, our eyes meet, widen like oncoming headlights. What will happen to us? At the railroad track, hair dangles long gold necklace, snips off precious links. We pile onto pushcart. Most days I wander Camp Cow Edam, steal flip-flops, guide lost child, see baby down latrine again. On the last day, I wake alone. With short breaths, quick steps, I search for them. Mare, pair, brothers, sisters, take photos. Why didn't you wake me? Pan Am to San Francisco, last row. No words, smiles, food, water, so thirsty. Toilet bowl quenches. Gray morning on Page Street. City sidewalk glints under bare feet. I pull blankets snug around shoulders. Pedestrians stare. Black man unwraps silver stick. Folds soft contents, places them on tongue. Chews and chews. We gawk. He laughs, presses silver stick into brother's hand. Cool, sweet flavor spreads across my tongue. So this is America. And let's see if I can do this correctly. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so screen share. And here we go. And this is my last poem. The image you see is a group of Russian protesters holding up a likeness, a painting of Alexei Navalny, the opposition leader to Putin. Elmira, Noyabirsk, Siberia, Russia, January 2021. We supported Team Navalny. Elmira's clear blue eyes say the rest. Persecution, poison, prison. Alexei Navalny only gets stronger. Don't do it for me, do it for you, he tweets. By the thousands we rise, signs held high. Putin is a killer, no to war. We won't forget, we won't forgive. Back and forth outside brownstone government building. Our blood boils in the January freeze. Fists pound, front door shutters, peephole covered. I am home alone. Where is your husband? Your daughter? They threaten me, tag car with indelible insults. Fascists, traitors. We talk it over. Everyone we know is afraid. Our child will not live in fear. Blue skies over Istanbul, next stop Mexico. Cross at Yuma, people say. Open gate welcome, asylum for now. Bus from border to Berkeley. I am surprised by people. How kind, free, open, how equal they are. They say what they think. My little girl loves her school, her teacher, so many new friends. She smiles every morning. I am so happy. And so I hope you can see the power that pulled me into this project. And the more people I meet and speak to, the more I want to write. And so I hope, I feel an urgency about this work, and I hope to publish by the end of the calendar year. I've interviewed people from around the world, and I've learned so much about being a citizen of this planet. And what we have here in America, that the commonality, even though they're very different cultures and times and political circumstances, the thing that unites them is their indomitable spirit. And when they get here, almost surreal, realization that I can say what I want to here. and I won't go to jail. I won't be penalized. It's something that they brought into focus for me. So thank you, everyone. And Mary Susan, if there's a minute or two for questions or comments, I'm very open to that.
Okay, well, let's all unmute. And first of all, let's just do some noisy applaud things.
Bravo! Yay!
Yeah.
Bravo, everyone.
Bravo.
Thank you.
And I will just start off by saying, tell us again the title of your book, because I think it's a wonderful title.
Thank you. I was there. Now I'm here. And in between those two is the story. Their arrival here, almost everyone I've talked to, is surreal to them because it's like stepping onto another planet.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Thank you.
Just amazing.
Go,
Thank you
go
so
ahead,
much.
Kathy.
Kathleen, I just have to tell you, I am stunned by the beauty and the authenticity in the voices you are recording and how you can take tragedies and make poetry out of them. But even more so, just the first step. I mean, you did say how the idea came to you, but oh my gracious, to carry this wonderful idea forward, this matching of people's stories and an ideology and a gratitude, and to put it all together in such beautiful verse. I'm just really overwhelmed. You've just done a fantastic gift to others in our country, as well as honored the people in these stories.
I think you
Kathy,
certainly
thank you
defined-
so much.
I think you certainly defined yearning to be free. And that's a statue of liberty.
Breathe.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Carol. Yes, indeed.
Kathleen, this
Goes
really
both
touches
directions.
me.
Goes both directions, Kathleen. You give to them and they give to you.
Thank you, Carol.
Mm.
One thing that I hope to accomplish is to preserve their voice, their story. I don't really want to be heard myself in the poem. I want them to be heard. So that's the balance I
Yeah.
try to strike stylistically.
Eliane?
Kathleen, this really touched my heart because I'm an immigrant from Nicaragua. So I know what it is to be a foreigner and be forced to leave your country for safety and liberty.
Thank you, Eliane. That means so much. And I know Nicaragua currently is, there are lots of people wanting to leave.
True.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Kathleen. And be sure
Thank
to
you,
read
Mary
all,
Susan.
be sure to read all the wonderful things that people wrote during your presentation in the chat. And we do encourage people to use chat to express their comments and appreciation throughout the evening. Okay, thank you so much, Kathleen.
How do you do
Thank you.
Okay,
it?
so we are going to move on now to our open mic, but